And we're going to talk about the game on Friday night. Manchester City at home, the FA Cup fourth round under the lights at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I can see Amir getting very excited about it as we speak. The hands are going together. Amir's going to be here in the watch long. But Amir, is this the biggest game of the season so far?
Oh, by far. I've been buzzing since I took my flight from Toulouse, Ben. You know, I'm absolutely buzzing for this one. And under the lights, down in Tottenham, we all know we're Man City's bogey team. We all know they'll be bricking it playing us, even though they got De Bruyne back and whatnot. I think they'll be bricking it, and I'm so pumped for it. It's only, what is it today? Tuesday, lads, and we still got a few days to go. I think it's going to be huge, and I'm actually feeling confident about it, and I think we can beat them.
Yeah, I really believe we can beat them as well. But the problem is that when Spurs fans go too confident into a game, we usually know what's coming, to be honest.
That's true.
And I keep going on about, like, Man City haven't scored at Tottenham or at our home ground, let's say. They scored at Wembley, 2018, when they beat us 1-0 with Riyad Mahrez. And
haven't won in N17 since
2016, is it?
No, 2015.
Wow, 2015, yeah. So, I mean, Pep Guardiola has pretty much done it all as Man City manager. World champions, European champions, treble winners 3 times in a row. They just haven't scored at Tottenham. Now, that's the only thing missing in their trophy cabinet, to be honest. But Tim, do you agree with Amir? Is this our biggest game of the season?
I think so, yeah. Especially just the way it's built up, the way, hopefully we've got like some players coming back. So we've slowly got Van der Ven back and Ramirez coming back, and hopefully Maddison's going to be fit for it. De Bruyne's come back. It's just everything's built up. The break that we've had, getting we should have beaten Man United, but great performance with half the team out against United. And that narrative that they just haven't scored at our ground, it's just built. And again, even the fact it's on a Friday, it opens the weekend, doesn't it? It's just something about finishing work, getting down there, and everyone's sort of getting on the beers and what have you. But I'm hoping it's going to be absolutely electric. Fortunately, I'll be playing in the Shelf, so if there's any fans in the audience,
come on,
be at the ground. Come on down, let's go have a sing song and get it going. But from 6:00, it's going to be. I think it'd be rocking. I think there'll be a lot of people having half days off on Friday, and probably half days off on Saturday morning if we win as well. So
full days off on Saturday with the hangover that's going to come after that. Off. I tell you that.
Yeah, it's massive. It is absolutely massive because if we get a result, what that could do for our. I mean, it feels like it's been building back after our sort of dodgy spell, but if a win would just be huge. It'd be huge because it's just a statement win, isn't it? And then. Yeah, the FA Cup. You're knocking out one of the juggernauts out the FA Cup, and it's just the fact of again the stats would say Spurs win, right? But we all know that's not. Stats don't rule because we'll all be rich men with large betting accounts if that was the case. We know the result. So it's just I just got that horrible fear that's going to come back to bite us. But then I've said that last 5 times they played at ours and it hasn't happened. I was fortunate to be in the crowd when Kane got his record the last time. So, hopefully that continues and the hatred of N17 continues because I'd love to see Pep at the end having not scored again just to see what he does because I just think I don't even think Pep's got the answers to everything. He's not got the answer to Tottenham, has he? It's
the only thing.
It's just something. Yeah, it's the only thing he hasn't cracked.
Well, that's what he said, isn't it? He said in an interview once, was one thing you still want to achieve in your career. He said, please score a goal at the Tottenham Stadium. That's all I want to do.
It's crazy, isn't it? But, you think about it, right? And every time we go into a big game like this, and one of our biggest players, especially a player who's so important against Man City, Heung-min Son, is out, we'd all be going into it quite negative and being like, oh, can we really get a result without Heung-min Son? But the Ange factor and with all these other players coming back just gives us so much hope and belief. And I don't remember going into a game when you've got one player that's always so pivotal against a team and still going into it with so much confidence.
100%. And maybe, we've gone into big games where against City with Kane injured and then Son step up. Maybe when we're going into big game without Son, maybe someone else can step up. And there's the pigeon. I think the big player in this game is going to be Werner. I really do. I think he's going to have a big part to play
imagine.
because I really do, because if I'm looking at our front line, he's the only one who really loves to attack that space in behind and make really clever runs.
What about Johnson as well?
I don't think he does it in the same way that Werner does. Werner really
Be great
gets
to have the
direct
dual
to
threat
goal.
though.
100%. We need that pace, and that is going to keep Man City guessing. It's going to keep that threat going the other way, and that's so important in this game to make sure that Man City aren't penning us in. Because if you remember, you look at that game against Newcastle they had in that first half. Newcastle were hurting them in the transition and on the counter, and it made Man City kind of second guess themselves in that first half, and they were losing 2-1. But once Newcastle started to get tired, that threat started to diminish, and it just meant Man City could just pen Newcastle in without any fear of getting hit in behind. And you know, Man City grew in confidence, end up winning that game 2-1. Obviously, De Bruyne coming on, and he'll be a big part to play in this game as well. But having that threat in behind is so crucial in this game, and hopefully Maddison has a part to play, maybe from the bench as well, if we need him to come on, and that will give everyone a big lift. But I assume Kulusevski is probably going to be playing in midfield, but and that's absolutely fine because he's been great there as well. But I think if we didn't have Werner, in a weird way, if we didn't have Werner in this game, I would be a lot less confident of doing them over. But having Werner there, having a player who I know, even for Chelsea, did really well when he played against Man City, and even in that system, because his pace can frighten them. I really think this game is going to mean more to us than it does to Man City. I think we're going to be more up for it than them. I think the home advantage is going to mean a massive. We're going to be the 12th man on that Friday night. It's a much bigger game for Tottenham than it is for Man City. That's reality. They're still in the Champions League. They're going to be up there for the Premier League. For us, it's the only realistic chance of winning a trophy. I think Ange is going to absolutely want us to take the game to them. And it's going to be so exciting. It's going to be full of attacking football, both teams going at it. And I just think that little bit of extra motivation for us could tip the balance. So I'm super excited going into Friday.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Like Dejan Kulusevski always has a good game against Man City, doesn't he? I think he's going to be so important for us in this game of football. But I guess let's go around the room and give some score predictions. So we'll start off with you, Amir.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 win with Richie, Mr. Pigeon himself, getting the winner.
Tim?
I'm
going to go for a Battle Royal 3-2 win. I think it'll be Richie, and I think Werner's got a game. I think this is his game, either with a couple or maybe even like a Romero header or something like that. I can just see 3-2 for me. 3-2.
Well, so with both those scorelines, Man City will probably go home happy scoring at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. To be fair, Sim, what are you going for?
I'm going to go 4-2.
4-2.
I think it's going to be a goal fest. I think Van der Ven Romero being back is going to mean a lot, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep City at bay totally. But I got a feeling that we're going to be opening them up more regularly than people think, and we'll take the lead and make it 3-2, and then we'll seal it 4-2 late in the game. And I'm going for a 4-2 win.
Yeah, am I right in saying this is the last round of replays ever in the FA Cup?
Definitely for this season. Yeah, I believe they're scrapping.
Because they're scrapping them for next season. This is the last time of a potential replay. But let's hope we don't have to go back up to the Etihad on a midweek. It's just something that we don't need. The deck he had, yeah. But I'm going to go 3-1 to Spurs. I'm going to go 3-1 to Spurs. Man City to score. But I just think the fans are just going to make it unbearable for those Man City players. I think Spurs are going to come with an extra incentive as well, because it just, like Sim said, it just means so much more to us than it does to them. Them coming off the back of the treble, them in a title race with Liverpool as well, and quite a heated one with the way Liverpool played on the weekend. I do think they'll have more eyes on that kind of title race than they will on the FA Cup. So I think with the players that we have returning, I really think that we can teach Man City a bit of a lesson under the lights at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this week. So hopefully these score predictions don't come back and bite us in the arse, but we're all going for Spurs win and Spurs to qualify for the 5th round of the FA Cup. And if we do win, is the cup is our name on the cup or what?
We'll become second favourites, don't we?
Second favourites to Liverpool. Could we?
Who Liverpool got?
Could we?
They have Norwich today or something?
Yeah, home game to Norwich, don't they?
Something like that, yeah.
They got an easy game. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say our name's on the trophy, but because of the teams we've lost to in the last few years. It's been embarrassing.
But not under Ange.
Not under Ange, that's for sure. If we beat City, there's no one to fear. That's for sure.
Yeah.